This is a discussion of Stardom hot takes and unpopular opinions for the month of November 2025. I will be looking over a handful of views on World Wonder Ring Stardom provided by you. Keep your eyes peeled because one of my hot takes just might be making an appearance. Hot take, noun. A piece of writing or speech, especially on the internet, giving someone's personal opinions about a topic. Usually strong opinions that have not been carefully thought about and that many people are likely to disagree with. Sometimes it's hard to know what counts as popular opinion when it comes to the Stardom fanbase, so we probably won't always agree on what is a hot take and what isn't. Either way, I'm mostly hoping to get more Stardom discussions into circulation. Let's give these unpopular opinions a look. If you find these discussions valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Our first hot take pertains to December's upcoming World of Stardom title challenger. Saori Anou has to leave Cosmic Angels. This submission also mentioned that the Dream Queendom battle between Saori Anou and Saya Kamitani might gain an added stipulation. In this case, the stipulation that Saori Anou must leave Cosmic Angels if she loses the match. The viewer who submitted this believes that Saori Anou could take on a new character dynamic and get involved in a new big-time storyline, where turmoil between Saori Anou and Natsupoi could be the result. This concept actually falls in line with a Saya Kamitani trend throughout 2025. Saya has been known to bait some of her opponents into extreme stipulations, and so far the wrestlers who've agreed to Kamitani's terms have paid the price. Saya fought Tam Nakano under 3 such stipulations at Path of Thunder, Korakuen Hall, and All-Star Grand Queendom. Then she talked Azumi into turning Azumi's challenge into a double title match. Because Dream Queendom is intended to be one of the biggest shows of the year, and because Kamitani's ongoing siege of Cosmic Angels has been a notable trend, I could see a stipulation being added to this year's closing contest. Cosmic Angels also has not been appointed an official leader since Tam Nakano's retirement, so perhaps the faction is going to undergo a major shakeup before they decide on a leader. With Saori Anou forced out of Cosmic Angels hypothetically, Natsupoi can become team captain while recruiting Ane Kanaya and perhaps one other wrestler, possibly Rion. This hot take doesn't seem that outlandish to me. There just might be some accuracy to this prediction. Our next Stardom hot take is all about the disastrous end of the Phoenix Queen's reign. Saya Kamitani holds the belt until 2027 and loses it due to a hate betrayal. This submission got a bit more specific, predicting that Konami will be losing the white belt to Hanan, and from there, Konami will plot to overthrow Saya Kamitani and take the red belt by force. The Hanan part of this could certainly be on the table, since Konami is the person that assaulted Hanan, giving Hanan a storyline reason to begin her hiatus. Personally, I think/hope that Rina dethrones Konami, but either option seems viable. The betrayal part of this is something I'm trying to picture. I'm not sure how that moment would specifically play out and how Konami would be winning the belt through an act of betrayal. So maybe it's a red belt title match between Kamitani and Konami, in which Konami convinces the rest of Hate to attack Saya? But ultimately, I think my main issue here is that we will be spending all of 2026 not bringing anyone up to red belt status. And then, in 2027, the belt will still be in the hands of the same faction. If we are going to hold the red belt up for that long, I think it definitely needs to find a new home, a new style, a new genre. Only 5 people on the current roster have ever even held the red belt. If that's going to continue to be true for an additional year, at the very least, the belt needs to move on from Hate. The subject of moving belts brings us to my Stardom hot take for November. The 2026 Cinderella and 5-star winners should also win their title matches. This idea began when I realized that Stardom's 2026 tournaments will probably work better if they deviate somewhat from what we had in 2025. But that position alone is not necessarily a hot take, so let's up the ante. If you win the Cinderella in 2026, you should win the belt you challenge for. And if you win the 5-star in 2026, you should also win the belt you challenge for. I think we've gotten very used to the rhythm of the Cinderella tournament winner falling short after their storybook moment. And the last 3 GP winners have gone through the same experience themselves. The time has come to break fans out of this rhythm, to give the major tournaments a new life by making us completely unsure of what these tournament results might lead to. There are quite a few viable options for wrestlers who could win the Cinderella and go on to dethrone Konami, for instance. And the same could be said when it comes to next year's 5-star GP and either Saya Kamitani, Saori Anou, or someone else. I've said this and I'll keep saying it. Stardom needs to elevate people within the roster. Only 5 people have ever held the red belt. Only 6 people have ever held the white belt. So let's capital E elevate some people by getting them a big tournament and a major title, all within the same year. Plus, doing so makes the Stardom 2027 tournament picture even more intriguing afterwards. Our last hot take for today is intended to ensure some highly talented performers don't get left behind. Momo Kohgo should be pushed as a more serious talent. Saki Kashima should win the World or Wonder Belt. I can definitely see where the first half of this submission is coming from. It might be the case that we can argue that Momo Kohgo's power level has actually gone down rather than up over time. Seeing the constant roadblocks for Momo Kohgo and the constant underdog positioning makes me realize that we haven't gotten very far when compared to, say, the 2022 Momo Kohgo. That is crazy to me. After 3 years, she hasn't won a title, and I don't think she's even advanced beyond any preliminary tournament stage. But at least 2025 has seen Momo Kohgo challenge for the Goddess belts, New Blood tag belts, and Artist belts. And this has me optimistic that some kind of tag championship is in Momo Kohgo's future. But to the larger point, I agree Momo should be booked as a more serious threat. If a rookie or a somewhat newer wrestler can get through her, it should feel like a bigger deal. But at this point, I'm not exactly sure how we can write Momo Kohgo out of this booking limbo. As for Saki Kashima, she has been wrestling with Stardom since 2011. So I say, if they want to give her the white belt as a hilarious moment, but also as a crowning achievement, I say sure. But I think it kind of has to happen in the most entertaining way possible. The red belt is a bridge too far for me. Red belt matches are usually grueling, powerful, physical ordeals, clashes of world-breaking proportions. So, in my eyes, to be red belt champion, you have to be someone that actually tries. What Stardom hot takes and unpopular opinions do you have as we close in on the final month of the year? Which of these hot takes do you think make sense? And which ones make you question your sanity? And be sure to check out my list of 3 Stardom wrestlers you must know, including 2 honorable mentions added for good measure. Link in the description. If you found this discussion valuable, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks everyone for your submissions, and thanks for watching.